Yeah, so my name is K. Prakash Babu. So having 12 years of experience. So in as a technical trainer. So to train the students. So the technologies where I'm going to train the students is C, C++, Java, and Python. So I have vast experience in Java and Python. So this is about the information from my side. So, and I am from the trainer from Durgasound. Okay, yeah. So this is about introduction to me. Then, so the course which we are going to deal is core Java, core Java. So duration of the course is 8 weekends. Weekends. So 8 weekends in the sense only on Saturday and Sunday. Timings we will inform later. Mostly it is going to start from 10. Okay. Yeah, mostly it will be morning session only. No. So after completion of this core Java, we will plan advanced Java. It is a separate session, not included in this course. How many hours per day? Yeah, most probably 3.5 hours to 4 hours based on the content on the day. Minimum 3.5, maximum 4 hours. Yeah, 2 months, 2 months on every Saturday and Sunday. Definitely, we will take the break. So including break only. So minimum 30 minutes break we will take. Why? Because without the break, it's highly impossible to spend 3.5 hours to 4 hours. Okay. Yeah, fine. Yeah, fine. Let me dive into our syllabus. So I hope already with you syllabus is there. I think so. If not, this is the syllabus which we are going to take. This is the link. Don't worry, I will share the syllabus link. This is the syllabus. Okay. Let me look over into the syllabus. So the demo that the batch is going to start at 10 a.m. So trainer name Prakash Babu, 8 weekends batch. Okay, because it is an online session, no venue is required. So syllabus J2SE standard edition we are going to cover. That is nothing but core Java. So these are the main and subtopics which we have. Introduction, okay, how to develop the Java application, language fundamental criteria, object-oriented principles. You need to concentrate on this. You need to concentrate on these object-oriented principles. Okay. Slowly we will cover all these concepts with realistic examples. Don't worry. Then, yeah, we will be having inner classes topic and wrapper classes, packages. Okay, string manipulations. Do you know in almost all the interviews, the students who are attending the interviews, so they have to put maximum efforts on this string. So seems to be a small topic, but minimum one complete day we are going to spend on this string manipulation. That means 1 week completely we are going to spend on this string. That much beautiful concepts are there inside this. So you will get more number of coding questions also. Okay. Yeah. Then after completion of this exception handling, multi-threading, IO streams, networking related terminologies, collection framework. Okay. AWT. All these things is 1 hour or half-an-hour sessions. Everything is predefined. Just we need to create objects and we have to play games. Swings. Okay. Number formats, reflections, annotations, remote method invocations, regular expressions, which is very, very important. Okay, garbage collection, theoretical concept, JVM architecture, theoretical concept, generics concept, that is templates. So Java 8 features, what are all the Java 9 features, basics of JDBC, Java 10 features, Java 11 updations, 12 updations, 13 updations, 14 updations. That's all. So IDEs which we will use is Eclipse, NetBeans, okay, all these things we will use. Okay, Yeah, so we are not going to cover all the features. Important features we will cover. So this is nothing but our agenda. So first, today demo class, just a few points I'm going to discuss. From the next week, the actual batch is going to be started. Okay, next Saturday. Okay, yeah. I will share this syllabus with you also in the chat group. If any queries, yeah, please. Is it necessary to learn C programming before learning Java? Not required, I think so. So if you have minimum knowledge, happily you can attend. Even if you don't have also, don't worry, try to learn. That's all. Other than that, nothing. Course fee, all this related, trainer will be, admin people will discuss with you. After completion of the session, they will contact you. Okay, don't worry. Any other queries? Please let me know if there is any queries. And from my side, the instructions are, please attend the classes without any disturbances. That means when you are attending the class, make sure that your mic should be in off. Okay, so you can use chat window to interact with me. Then second instruction is, so try to attend the class without any timings delay. Okay, so at sharp 10 o'clock, if there is a class, then maximum at 10:10 we are going to start. No, at present it is not offline. If you want offline classes, then you can contact admin people. They will provide offline classes. Yeah, online classes are better. You can sit and you can practice. Then one more doubt, all recordings will be provided. Yes, once if you register for the course, they will share the running notes and all the recordings which we have. Okay. Yeah. So I hope all your doubts got clarified. Still, if you have any doubts at the final, we will discuss. I mean, generalized doubts. Okay. Let me start our regular class. In the regular class, you can ask the doubts which are related to the concepts. At the end, we will spend few minutes to discuss about the general doubts. Yeah, if you want to practice the sessions, just I will explain theoretical approach as well as practical approach with examples by sharing my screen and with explaining with the help of diagrams. Okay, all these things I will explain. So after finishing of the session, you require minimum 1 or 2 hours to practice the same information. So if you have any doubts, you can contact me. I will be in a position to provide support. Okay. Parallelly at the same time we won't practice. If you want, I will give time, you can practice. Suppose if you are using laptop, then happily you can practice by opening another window. Okay, yeah. Shall we start the session? Please confirm. Shall we start the session? Yes. So I request each and every person, those who are on the session, please respond for my messages. Yeah. So now actually I won't cover all the topics as per schedule. So we will plan or we will divide the schedule as per my teaching skills. Okay. So here I divided this entire Java into total 3 parts. So first part we will discuss only about fundamentals. Fundamentals we will cover. So in the second part, the things which we are going to discuss is nothing but object-oriented principles, which is very important All the object-oriented principles we will complete in second part. Sir, in the third part, we will discuss the concepts which are related to the API, Application Programming Interface. Sir, in these fundamentals, we will see what is meant by Java, how to declare a variable, how to execute a simple program. Suppose if you have any conditional statements, sir, they have given a number, I want to print the number as it is. Then you can write a simple program. Sir, they have given a number, I want to check whether that number is divisible by a particular number or not. So based on some condition you have to do, then you have to go for selection statements. Suppose they have given a number, up to that number they are asking us to develop prime numbers. So something looping concept is required. So they have given n number of elements, they are asking us to sort those numbers. So arrays concept is required. So all these things will come under this fundamentals. So basic programming, what is meant by Java, how to create application, how to interact with the loops, selection statements, if conditions, okay, how to interact with arrays, okay, all these things, compilation process, execution process, basic fundamental programs, advanced level programs, okay. Once if the program is given, how can we sort out that program, how we are going to analyze, what is the text cases that you can use, okay. All these things we will get it in fundamentals. So in these entire fundamentals, so you have to concentrate on the coding area. We have to concentrate on the coding area. So for each and every class, we will discuss two programs at the beginning and end of the program. And meanwhile, I will share some links so you can practice that coding in your home, even with the help of mobile or laptop after completion of my class. Links will be provided which is having some coding. Suppose I will share a link which contains a program will be there. So which is used to check whether the given number is even or odd. So you need to write the program. Once if the program is completed, you can submit it. So it is going to check for all the test cases which you have. Okay, such type of evaluation tools we will use to test your knowledge. Okay, don't worry, there will not be any marks for that, just for your practice purpose. So these are the things which we are going to discuss in fundamentals. Then, sir, object-oriented principles. So in this part only, we are going to get actual Java, complete core Java. We are going to learn in this second part. Object-oriented principles. How many principles are there? So each principle where you can apply a realistic example, programmatic example, where we can apply all these things with real-time technology. I will explain by taking realistic examples around us. Okay. Then, so after completion of this third part is dead easy. Why I am telling dead easy is nothing but, sir, everything is already there. Everything is already there. So no need to write any coding. Everything is inbuilt. Just you have to access that inbuilt things. That's all. For example purpose I am taking. So stack S is equal to new stack. Just you need to create object for stack data structure. S dot push of 1, S dot push of 11, S dot push of 31. That's all. So how many operations we did? Only 4 operations. What is the first operation? We created one object for stack. Second operation, I inserted one element into the stack. 1. Second operation, I inserted one more element into the stack. 11. The third one, I inserted one more element into the stack. Total, how many elements I inserted? 3 elements. So to insert these 3 elements, how many instructions we have given? Only 3. So if it is a C or C++ program, we need to write a stack data structure, and then we need to implement what is meant by push operation, what is meant by pop operation. Everything we need to hard code manually. But here, luckily, we have n number of utility functions are available, predefined tools are available. Just you have to create object for the predefined tool and you have to do your operation. So who is responsible to provide coding for push function? No problem. The inbuilt Java has provided already instructions for push function. So you no need to write any coding. Okay, so such a type of user-defined and predefined categories are there. So predefined, all the categories will come under this API. So no need to write a single line of code. Just you need to concentrate how the predefined things are and how can we use that. That's all. Matter of just 1 or 2 points. Except that remaining things will become very easy. So a concentration you require is by learning the fundamentals and by learning the object-oriented. Here you need to concentrate on theoretical part, and here you need to concentrate on programming level. So this is the cinema which we are going to complete in these 8 weekends. So part 1, part 2, and then part 3. So depends on the content, I will add the topics in part 1 or part 2 or part 3. Okay, yeah. Up to this, do you have any doubts? Please confirm so that we will start. Yes, yes. Chandrakant, we will share the notes. Any other doubts, guys? Shall we continue? Yes. Sir, next, before going to the concept, everywhere I will cover this and I will move to the concept. Sir, what is the first topic that I am going to discuss in today's session is, sir, what is mean by programming language? Can anyone tell what is mean by programming language? First topic. What is mean by programming language? Ayo, anyone? Instructions to the mission. Yeah, very good. But see here, I will explain the terminology. Sir, what is mean by programming language? So I'm going to explain something related to the programming language with the help of diagram. So programming language in the sense, it is something like a communication medium used in real world. Sir, it is a communication medium used in real world. So there are 3 types of communication there may be possibility. First communication is, sir, person to, okay, so person to person communication. So in this communication, we will use some languages like Telugu, okay, so Tamil, okay, so Hindi, and etc. etc. So the main language, English. So we will use these languages. We will use these languages to make a communication between person to person. The second type of communication. Sir, I want to communicate a mission with another mission. Do you know even a mobile can send information to another mobile by communicating these two. Sir, I want to communicate mission to mission. Then, sir, you require one special language is there. I hope everyone knows about that particular language. It is called as binary language. So we will use this binary language for establishing a communication between mission to mission. The third one is very difficult. Sir, person to mission. It is very highly difficult activity. Sir, if a person wants to communicate with the mission, then which language or which communication medium is required? So here comes our concept, that is nothing but programming language. Okay, so what is meant by programming language? So programming language is a communication medium used to communicate a person or a human being with a mission. Okay, if a person wants to communicate with a mission, a person can understand only normal languages, but a mission can understand only binary language. So it is an improper communication will be there in between these two. So if you want to make it as an understandable things, then we need some other external tool. The tool is nothing but a programming language. So programming language will act as a interface between a person and a mission. So what is the main role of this programming language is nothing but, sir, it will convert. Okay, so this programming language main intention is nothing but it will convert so human instructions into mission understandable code. Or we can use mission code and I will write it as a human code. Sir, I am writing something like this. So printf welcome to C. Like this I am taking a message. Sir, this is a human readable code. Sir, this code is a human readable. Actually, you can anybody in this programming, I mean anybody in this session can understand this code. Sir, you need to convert this into mission understandable code in the form of okay, zeros and ones. You have to convert the same instruction in the form of zeros and ones. So what about this code? This code is called as mission code. Mission code. So even you can able to see the things which are there in this mission code, that is zeros and ones, but you can't understand. But you can't understand the content which is there in that particular thing. Okay. So this is nothing but a programming language. So programming language acts as a interface between so human and a mission. Mission may be any electronic device, it may be, so it may be, okay, so it may be a mission, or it may be laptop, or it may be what you can call uh, tablet or mobile, or any electronic device you can use. Okay, yeah. So this is nothing but the things which you have to understand. So any doubts up to this? What is meant by programming language? I hope you got clear clarity. Any doubts? Okay. Yeah. So next, second topic which I am going to discuss is so types of programming languages. So how many types are there in the programming language? So there are three types of programming languages are there. The first type is nothing but low-level programming language. Low-level programming language. So what is meant by this low-level programming? Very simple. Sir, if the instructions are specified, if the instructions are given in low-level format, what is meant by low-level format? Sir, memory related activities, okay, IO, input output related activities, okay, or something like external devices, so etc. For establishing or for communicating with this, to establish or to communicate with these things. So if you are using any instruction, such a type of instructions will come under low level activity. Such type of instructions will come under low level activity. So best example, so C++ are best example for low level programming language. So how can you say that? It's very simple. I can use the term called point. So the main purpose of pointer is to interact with the memory. So if you are talking anything related to the memory, then we can say that it is a low level programming. So now just I will take one simple example program so that you can understand. So in C language, we will use one statement, scanf %d ampersand nu. So what is the meaning of this statement? Means, so which is used to read a number. Here, so in my point of view, I want to deliver some information related to the three terms. What is the first term is nothing but ampersand, and the second term is nothing but percentage d. Second term is nothing but ampersand. What is the meaning of this ampersand? Percentage d means, sir, it indicates we are reading into value. We are reading into value. So what is meant by ampersand? Sir, where to store the data? Where to store the data? Okay. So here number. What is the name of that location? Name of that location. Okay. So here in this entire low-level concept, just I am trying to highlight this point. Ampersand, where to store the data. It is the responsibility of the programmer to give indirectly hint where you have to store the data. So such a type of operations, if you are writing in your programming language, then the programming language will come under low level programming language. Any doubts up to this? Please confirm. Up to this, do you have any doubts? Okay. So now the next thing which I am going to explain is for high level programming language. Okay. So if the instructions are given in high level format. So high level format in the sense, so no need to communicate with the okay IO devices or memory related issues, okay, external devices, etc. So no need to communicate with this. Internally, our programming language will provide a support. So every high-level programming language will provide one assistant for us. So what is the duty of that assistant is nothing but the assistant will responsible to communicate. As a programmer, we have to do our job. That's all. The best example. Do you know Java and Python are the best example for low level, sorry, for high level programming language. Sir, why you are saying there is no pointers concept? There is no pointers concept. Can you show me with an example why pointer? Suppose if you take, I want to read an integer value. Sir, how to read it? Same example I'm taking. Num is equal to obj dot next int. This is the message which you have to use to read an integer value. So in these, which things are there? So very simple. Strictly speaking, just you are concentrating only on NUM. NUM means where to store. What is the name of the location? Name of the location. That's all. Other than that, nothing. So what type of data we are reading? That already NUM specified. Even percentage D is also not required. Okay. So everything our Java or our Python will take care. Sir, have you observed any ampersand symbol? No. So memory related issues we are not at all handling. As a high level, we need to do our job. That's all. Internal activities like memory management, IO devices, connection, all these things we won't take care. This is about high level programming language. Any doubts up to this, guys? Please confirm. Yeah. So then what is the third type? Third type is very easy. So middle level. So middle level programming language. So very simple. If a programming language supports the features of, okay, the features of, so both low and high level. So my programming language is providing support for both low level and high level features. High level features. Then it is said to be middle level. So which language is best example for this? C is the best example for middle level programming language. So how can you say that? See here, just I will take one example. Okay, not one, minimum two examples. The first example, so I'm taking scanner, percentage D. Okay, so comma, ampersand, A10. So have you observed this is which type of instruction? Low level instruction. So now I'm taking C is equal to A plus B, addition of two numbers. So this one is nothing but something like a high level instruction. Sir, I'm not getting this point. Can you explain me with one easy understandable format? See here, sir, C program without the pointers is nothing but high level. Sir, C program, sir, with the pointers is nothing but low level. That's all. So this is the reason why C language is considering as a starting beginner programming language for most of the universities and training institutes. The reason is even corporate training also they are going to initiate with C. The reason is if you cover C programming completely, then you will get minimum knowledge with low level and the maximum knowledge with high level concepts. That is the reason why every university is insisting to the colleges to prepare this C language as a first programming language for first year candidates. Okay, yeah. Any doubts up to this, guys? Please confirm so that we will move for the next level. Yeah. So this is about the second topic which we discussed, that is programming language types. There are two types of programming languages mainly, low level and high level. Middle level means if any language is providing support for both low level and high level, then it is said to be middle level programming language. Any doubts? Now let me go with the third topic. What is the third topic that we are going to discuss is translators. So what is mean by translator? Very simple. So the name itself explains that it will convert form 1. Assume I have form 1 is there. I want to convert it into the form 2. I want to convert it into form 2. So no problem. You can use okay, what you can call it as a translator. So once if you use this translator, this translator will convert one form into another form. Just I provided globalized definition. So now, what is the situation of these translators in our programming language? So very simple. So human readable. So it will convert human readable code into, if you supply input, I mean human readable code as an input to translator. What my translator is going to do is, so it will generate mission understandable form or mission understandable code. So in short form, it is used to convert human readable code. It is used to convert human readable code into mission understandable code. So what is the main purpose of translator? It is used to convert human readable code into mission understandable code. So this is the main concept or main theme of translators. So there are two types of translators available in the market. First one, we will call it as a compiler, and second one, we will call it as interpreter. So what is meant by compiler? So do you know the compiler is going to scan the total program at a time, and then it will check for errors. It will check for errors. If there is any error, if error is there, then we need to rectify, or we need to re-edit the program, or we need to debug the program. Sir, I don't have any error. Then no problem. If there is no error, so convert it into mission understandable code. That's all. So first it is going to scan the total program at a time, and it will check for errors. Assume there is an error. You need to debug the program. You need to rectify that error. So if there is no error, then happily you can convert it into mission code. So what about interpreter? Or let me summarize a few more points. Sir, can you tell examples? So do you know C, C++, Java are the best examples for compilers? So what interpreter is going to do? Sir, it is going to scan line. It is going to scan the program line by line. It is going to scan line by line. So it is going to scan the program line by line. First line it will scan and it will check for errors. If there is no error, then only it will be entered into the second line. Okay. So for every line, it will check for errors. So for every line, check for error. If there is any error, if error is there, then as usual, so we have to debug, fix that error in the program. Instead of in the program, debug. If error is there, then debug that error in line. Sir, assume I don't have any error. If no error, then go to next line, because line by line, right? Sir, can you show me example programs for this? Very simple. The best examples are nothing but, do you know, Java and Python are the best example. Even so many things are there. Better I will use Java, Python, etc. Okay. So have you observed? Java is taking the facilities from compiler as well as interpreter. That's why there is one feature is there in Java. Java is both the compiled and interpreted programming language. So why it is having facility of both compilation as well as interpretation? What is the advantage? So one time error checking, again it is going to check line by line. Is there any advantage feature? Yes, of course we have. That we will discuss later. As of now, just keep it in mind, Java is providing support for both the compilers as well as interpreters. Any doubts, guys? Please confirm up to this. Yeah. So this is nothing but about translators, Okay. Now, sir, till now we discussed only three things which I mean in Java. But strictly speaking, these are not with respect to Java. These are with respect to any programming language. Just I provided what is the need of this programming language and how many types are there, and the language which we are learning now will come under which type. Then, so we discussed about the translators. We discussed about the translators. How many types of translators are available? Okay, so these are the things which we discussed as a part of introduction to Java. Okay, once if you are familiar with these terms, then you can start Java, and you know Java uses both compiler and intertechnic. Java is a high-level programming language. Okay, so Java programmings are used to communicate with the machine. Just to analyze these 3 points, I told these many stories. Okay, so now it's time to you. If you have any doubts, you can ask me on these three topics. Yeah, Java uses both compiler and interpreter. Yeah, shall we go? Shall we continue for the fourth topic? Yes, exactly. Chandrakant, your answer is right. JVM is an interpreter. Don't worry, we will discuss what is meant by JVM, JDK, JRE, everything we will get it. Okay? Yeah. So now let us Samba Sivarao. It may not possible, but trust me, I will provide you a feeling that you are going to get more knowledge even when compared with okay, offline classes. You will get more comfortable with my online classes. It will be same like offline. Even more, I mean, even what you can call. So more concepts you can expect from my side with online. Don't worry. Okay. As of now, my classes are not in offline because of this pandemic situations. So if you want, you can contact admin people. They will provide alternative. I think offline classes may not be available. So you can contact. They will guide you. Okay. Yeah. Next. Yeah. Next. So now slowly we are entering into the actual Java. So what is the first topic in actual Java is, sir, I want to provide introduction to Java. Who developed Java and in which year Java was developed. All these things I want to provide. Sir, very simple, very simple. Just to understand my terminologies, I want to cover minimum 6 to 7 points. Other than that, nothing. So first point about this case, sir, who is the vendor? Who is the vendor of Java? Sir, in previously Java was under the control of Sun Microsystems, a biggest company, topmost MNC company. Sun Microsystems was the vendor of this Java, and at present, now, so this company got complete control. This company given control to one corporation, that is one famous company, Oracle Corporation. So now Java was found in Oracle company. So the complete what we can call different versions, different flavors, different plugins, everything related to the Java will be available in Oracle website. Previously, it was there in Sun Microsystems website. Sun Microsystems is a founder of Java, but later Sun Microsystems has given the complete access to Oracle company. Now, who is the vendor of Java means For the current latest version, Oracle. If you take the beginning versions, Sun Microsystems. So now, who is the founder of Java? I want to know the person who who is the father of Java. So do you know James Gosling? James Gosling. He is the founder of Java. So if you want, you can see the image of James Gosling. Just let me Google it. Google it. We will get okay. James Gosling. James Gosling image. Let me give you a minute. I will open. Yeah. So James Gosling. Yes. So he's the founder. He's the founder of James Gosling. You can see. Yeah. Yeah. So he is the founder of Java. Okay. James Gosling. So if you want to see the entire history of this James Gosling, you can cross check. Okay. The Wikipedia entire information is there. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So if you want, I will share that link also. You can cross check after completion of the class. If you have time, you can. Okay. Yeah. So he is the founder of Java. Sir, next, what is the next point? Sir, in which area this Java has developed? Do you know there is one project is there, one famous project. It was related to the television area. So there is one project is there named with the green project. So while developing the green project, so they required some kind of tools, satellite tools to display some images or some audio or some video on the television channels. So at that time they found this Java. So Java came from which project? Green project. Then next, sir, what are all the I mean, in which year it has been developed? Sir, the first Java version with the name JDK. JDK 1.0 is the first version of Java, sir, which came in 23rd January 23rd January 1996. So the official date of birth of this Java is nothing but 23rd January 1996. The first version of Java came into the market. Then, sir, next one, very important. Sir, it is open source. It is open source software. It is an open source software. That means any person can modify this program for your requirements. Suppose I want my user friendly software. Then so happily we can use this Java. Why? Because it is an open source. You can develop the softwares. You can, if you want, you can do applications. Then, sir, where you are going to get this software? Where you are going to get this software? Sir, is there any official website? Is there? Yes, there is an official website. What is the name of the website? Is nothing but oracle.com. Once if you open this oracle.com, you will get the complete scenario. Just to give me a minute, I will open and I will show this Oracle website. Okay. Yeah, few people are asking doubt. Let me clarify this oracle.com website and then we will move. So now I am entering into Oracle website. Have you observed? This is nothing but an official Oracle website. Okay. So it's taking some time. Please be patient. Okay, so this is nothing but Oracle website. So here, where you can identify Java. Very simple. You can go for products, okay, or you can go for development. Anything you can choose. Better you can go resource for developers. Yeah. So here you can go for downloads. You can go for downloads. So open JDK Java Development Kit. I said the open source, right? That is, if you want, you can download this and you can perform your editing operation. So to satisfy your requirement. But as of now, you need to go for Java SE, Java Standard Edition. Once if you click, then you will get it. Once if you click, you will get it. Once if you click, you will get it. So here you can see a complete documentation is there. A complete documentation is there. Okay. So now you have to click on this downloads. You can click on these downloads. Everything is available, right? Java SE. So Java SE 11th version, 8th version, 7th version. Okay, even multiple versions you may get it. Okay, yeah. So what is the latest version is nothing but 15. Just click on this JDK download. Then it will enter into the JDK 15 folder, and here you have to choose your operating system, all these things: Linux, Mac OS compressed archive, Windows 64 installer, Windows 64 compressed archive. So here you have to choose executable file, right? That's why you have to download this. So once if you click this file, automatically the download is going to be begin. Okay, so you can download this software like this. So don't worry, I'm canceling now. So we will discuss how to install the software freshly in the next session, in the next weekend. First we will start with this installation procedure, and then we will continue. Okay, yeah, this is the website. This is the website. So up to this, do you have any doubts? Few people are asking doubts. You can post in chat window. Yeah, Abhishek. We will cover IO package. Annotations also will be there. Util package also we will cover. Swing package also we will cover. IO package we will cover. Okay. Yeah. Any other doubts? Please confirm. Any doubts on this introduction? Yes. Condition collections will come under API part. API part. I said no. Even the stack itself is a collection. What is OpenJDK? OpenJDK, if you download OpenJDK, you can able to perform modifications on the Java software itself. You can do the modifications, so that it will be useful. Better, the main reason for this OpenJDK is for the topmost MNC companies. They will prepare their own operating systems, their own programming language tools based on our requirement. Okay, so for that purpose, they will go for OpenJDK. It is not for developers. It will be for testing purpose and the topmost MNC companies, those who are working on their requirements. As a programmer, we should not touch that. If you are efficient programmer, then you can open and you can analyze. Any other doubts? Yeah, sir. Now, so maybe the topic which I am discussing now will be somewhat difficult for you. Okay, just a minute. Yeah, so it's not 2 hours class because it is a demo session. I will cover with one more topic and then we will wind up. Why? Because even for the next week also, we have to start from the beginning. I will revise the topics which I covered. So I don't want to take much time. That's why up to 5th or 6th topic we will finish. Then the next class, we will continue with the topics which we discussed in the previous session, and then we will continue. Almost I will spend 20 minutes in the next session just to discuss the previous topics. Okay. So as of now, it is not 2 hours class, just 1 or 1.5 hour. We started at 10:15, right? Mostly 11:15 or 11:20 we will end up. Then Chandrakant is telling one request. We need videos to be uploaded immediately because a few people may already working and we may miss the class because of support activities. We can go through the videos on the same day. Here, only demo videos will be uploaded on the YouTube. So maybe my first class and second class will be uploaded in the YouTube, not all the sessions, because it is a weekend session, right? So first, this video definitely they are going to upload in the YouTube. So maybe few people may listen this class and they may attract and they will join for the next session. But from the next session onwards, they won't upload the classes in the YouTube. So they will collect the recordings and they will share to your mail ID, which is not downloadable. Just you can listen the videos. That's all. Okay. Whenever you have a time, you can access that. It will be valid up to 3 months or 6 months. That will be depends on the fees details and all these things. Okay. So because this conversion will also will take space. Yeah, Abhishek Sharma, we will intimate at the end of this session. Yes, they will upload in the Google Drive. Chandrakant, they will upload in the Google Drive after payment only. Okay. So once if the batch got registered, then we will get it. Okay. Don't worry. So for fees related issues, definitely admin people are going to send a message and they will contact you. Don't worry. Okay. Yes. So the fees is nothing but 7,000. 7,000. Okay. Yeah. And the contact number also I shared. So you can contact that number to get access or payment related activities. Okay. Yeah. Next, coming to the 5th topic. Yeah. Samba Sivarao sir. Yeah, we will. Few doubts are coming. That's why I'm spending. Yeah. So the next topic which I'm going to discuss is, sir, what are all the versions of Java? How many versions are there? So do you know? Here I will take a tabular column. So the first version of Java is nothing but something like we will call it as a JDK 1.0. So this Java version is released in 1996 year. So what is the enhanced topics which we have? What are the enhanced topics which we have? So it is something like language fundamentals. So all the language, we can say language introduction is happened in this year. So first language with the name JDK 1.0 they released into the market. So what is next version? Second version, same JDK 1.1, in which year it has been released? It means 1997. So what is the new enhancements it came? So remote method invocation, RMI tools will be there. Java database connectivity, JDBC tools will be there. Okay, and there is one concept with the name inner classes. This concept is introduced in 1.1, etc. So many things are there. You can find out these things in the documentation tool, but as of now, just I'm giving 1 or 2 points, that's all. So next, what about next version? So do you know JDK 1.2 is there? Sir, when it is released? 1998. Sir, what are all the benefits which we got in this? So do you know swings concept? Anyway, we have this topic in our session. So collections also came in 1.2, etc. These are the few things which came in 1.2. Then, so what is the next version? Do you know JDK 1.3? In 1.3, it was released in 2000. In the year 2000, they released this version. And what is the new things which came is nothing but, sir, there are some problems there in RMI. They updated that RMI and they released it as a new version. Then fifth version. Sir, JDK 1.4 is the fifth release. Sir, it was released in 2002. Sir, which things are there? Sir, in this, do you know one beautiful concept called regular expressions? Regular expressions. So they introduced regular expressions concept, and then there is one beautiful keyword is there, asset keyword. So etc. These things are came in 1.4 version. So the next version is JDK. Okay, yeah. Up to this, any doubts? Please confirm so that we will move forward. Up to this, do you have any doubts? Okay. So next in the sixth version. So up to these 5 versions, Sun Microsystem was the vendor of Java. But from the next version onwards, immediately Sun Microsystems surrendered all the concepts to what you can call Oracle. So from the sixth version, Oracle has taken place. But here we have to write it as, okay. We have to write it as Java fifth version. Java fifth version. Java fifth version. So it was released in 2004. It was released in 2004. So what is the new concepts came? What is the new concepts came in this case? Do you know one concept is there with name auto boxing? Auto boxing. Okay. Where are the methods? Okay. And then static import. Such type of new concepts will be there in this fifth version. Then, so what is the next version? Java sixth version is there. Sir, in sixth version, so this sixth version got released in 2006. In 2006, we got this sixth version. Sir, in this sixth version, they updated Java database connectivity with 4.0. Okay, 4.0 updation, which is a powerful updation where we can use Java to communicate with any database. We can use this Java program to communicate with any database. So such a type of tools are implemented in this Java 6th version. And even some GUI applications also they developed. GUI applications are introduced. So these are the new concepts came in Java 6. Then, sir, Java 7. Yes, exactly, Chandrakant. Exactly. So Java 7. In the Java 7, do you know 2011? 2011 they introduced this Java 7, sir, which is having some small enhancements. So we can take the strings in switch case. Do you know? I hope everybody is knowing about this switch case. In switch we can take only integral type, not for characters or not for strings. Sorry, characters you can take. So floating point values, the strings, all these things we can't take. But in Java 7, they kept the string as also an argument for switch case. This part we will discuss in switch case. Don't worry. Okay. Then so etc. Then so next version JDK, sorry, Java 8th version. So do you know this Java 8th version is released in 2014. Sir, which things are there? So do you know Lambda expressions? Okay, single line code. So date and time API. Okay, then updations on updation on collections. These concepts was introduced in the eighth advanced, eighth update. So next version, Java 9th. Java 9 was released in 2017. 2017. So with the enhanced concept called JShell. JShell. Like Python, you can write the Python programs in the command prompt. Do you know? Just a minute, I will show you. Suppose consider I have Python 3.9 is there. So you can open this Python 3.9 IDLE. The command prompt itself, you can write the program. From the Python beginning also, from the Python beginning versions, this facility is there. But in Java, we can't write the programs in command prompt. That's why what they decided is they want to maintain a separate shell. Have you observed? Print of welcome. So directly it is going to print the message. But in Java, if you want to print at least welcome message, you need to type an entire program. So to remove that concept, Java people designed a separate shell for this. What is the name of the shell is nothing but J shell, which was introduced in Java 9. So that part also we will spend minimum some 15 to 20 minutes in our sessions. Then, so they have introduced private methods in interface. In interface, every method should be public, but private methods are there to meet some requirements. That part will be discussed later. So next 11th. So do you know Java 10? So it was released in 2018. What is the concepts that you have introduced? So do you know there is one concept called local variables? Okay, local local variables in interfaces, local variable in interfaces, garbage collection updates, etc. will be introduced. Next, so 12th update. So Java 11th version. So it was released in 2018 itself. So in this, which concepts they introduced? So HTTP client, new class they have introduced, etc. So next version, so Java 12th version. So it has been released in 2019. What are the new concepts? What are the new concepts which is introduced here? So do you know switch case expressions? Switch expressions they introduced. Okay. This time covering one or two topics. That's all. I mean one or two examples. So because it is not Java features, right? That's why this time adding one or two topics to understandable. The Java developer means we are the Java developers. Once if you know complete coding techniques, then we are the Java developers. Okay, yeah. The next Java 13th version. Java 13th version. It was released in same 2009 year. So they introduced one powerful concept called text blocks. We will discuss about this text blocks also. So next version Java 14. So it was released in 2020 last year. So what is the concept is nothing but okay. So pattern matching new concepts they introduced, and the records concept they introduced, etc. Then last version JDK 15, the version which we are using now. So it was released in same 2020 last year. So it has given updations. It has given updations on pattern matching, okay, and the text blocks. That's all. Some new enhancements added. So these are the different versions of Java which we have. Okay, but as of now, we are going to start and we are going to finish the syllabus with respect to Java 15. Almost all the features will work in Java 15. That's why we will download and we will install latest software and then we will cover. Okay. Any doubts up to this? Please confirm. Any doubts up to this? Yeah. Yes. No. So next topic. Yeah, yeah. Both are same. Both are same. Both are same. Both are same. Do you know Java is not directly depend only on Oracle and Sun Microsystems. It is depending on some other extra companies also. Suppose consider MySQL company is there. If MySQL company is completely depends on not only databases, it has to provide support with various programming languages like Java, Python, etc. So in MySQL database, they will release a plugin to connect with the Java. So maybe in their plugin Java 1.0, 1.1, 1.2 like that, they may include 1.8. So in path respective issues, when path is not available or when there is a problem with the class path, so in such a type of terminologies, even Java people are using 1.8, but officially we have to talk it as Java 8. Internally, it will be Java 1.8 only. Okay, no issues at all. With respect to file names, don't bother. How many practical examples we will do? Abhishek Sharma. For every topic, we will go with minimum 1 or 2 examples. So I will provide minimum 2 to 3 examples for you to practice, and with high level skills at the beginning of the class and after completion of the class, we will do one coding challenge, which is asked in the previous companies like Accenture, TCS, Wipro. I have a database with all programs. It requires some 10 to 15 minutes to analyze how the companies are asking, what are the different test cases that we have to be followed. So all these things as a programmatic example we will cover. So as a first class and after completion of the hour, so we will discuss 2 programs, high level programs, and for every concept 3 programs minimum I will discuss, and I will give minimum 3 to 4 programs to work out by yourself with some time duration. I will share the links. Okay. Abhishek Sharma, is it okay? Yes. You can expect the programs only from first part and third part. Second part, we won't get those many programs. Why? Because it is a theoretical concept. Yeah. So now let me go for sixth topic. So sixth topic on our syllabus. Sir, which softwares we will use? Which softwares we will use in our syllabus? Use it in our course. Sir, I will spell out the list of softwares. Listen carefully. So the first software, yeah, few people are asking about. Sir, I am graduate from mechanical engineering background, so I need everything clear. I don't know any basics. Sir, Samasivara. So do you have any doubts till now? Do you have any doubts till now? Whatever be the topics I discussed? No, then happily you can enjoy learning with my class. Don't worry. Okay, everything will be clear. So if you have any doubts, you can ask 1 or 2 times. Don't worry, I won't hesitate. I will respond for your doubts. Okay, even if it is a silly doubt, you can ask. Okay, yeah, fine. So what are the softwares that I am going to use in our course? So very simple. Basic software Notepad we will use. Then, sir, we are going to install Java 15th version. We need to download from website. Okay, so it is inbuilt. It will be there from every OS. Every system will have this. Sir, this we need to download from which website? Already I told Oracle.com. Then third one. Sir, which thing you required additional software? So do you know edit replace I require? Sir, which software we need to use for that? So I don't worry, I will provide the link in the next session. Okay, we need to download this Edit Plus. Then, sir, in addition to this, Edit Plus is a software which is used for editing our Java program. Then, do you know we will discuss. Sir, can you please confirm? Am I audible? Yeah. Yes. Sir, now. So what is the next software that we are going to use? Sir, we will use Eclipse software. Just I will provide the download link in further classes, not in the next session. Mostly after that we will cover. Okay. So Eclipse IDE we will use, and also I will use NetBeans. Don't worry. For this also I will provide download link. Okay. Okay. So these are the softwares which we will use in our entire session. So as a beginning, I will cover only these 3. How to work the program with Notepad, how to work with Edit Plus, okay, Then later we will discuss about Eclipse and then NetBeans, most probably in the second part. Okay, okay. Don't worry, I will share the links for you. Okay. So these are the softwares which we required to run this Java program. Any doubts up to this? Please confirm. If you have any doubts, put it in the chat window. Yeah. Okay. So now, so the next thing which I am going to discuss is last topic in this introduction class. So then we will take the class on next week. Yeah. So the next topic which I am going to discuss is, do you know difference between Java and other programming languages? So what is the difference between Java and other programming languages? So here other programming languages means I will concentrate only on C and C++. Why? Because these are the famous programming languages, right? When you compare with Java, there is no difference between Java and Python. Why? Because both are high-level programming languages. Both are going to provide support for applications. Both are object-oriented principles only. Everything is the same. With respect to performance, widely used programming language. Okay, and Python it is very easy for coding purpose. For coding purpose, Python is best choice. For the programmers, Python is the best choice. For development, when come to the development, Java is very important. So we can say Java and Python both are important for every programmer. So you are in IT position, or you are as a student, or you are a budding programmer. So everything matters a lot. So here you have to concentrate on Java as well as Python. This is the kind request from my side. Okay. Yeah. So now with respect to C and C++, yeah, Java is very faster than Python. Do you know, Chandrakant? In Python, they will use Java technique only for an interpreter purpose. Python interpreter uses Java technology, which is very interesting, right? Indirectly, Java and Python are best friends. Okay, but when come to the coding, Java is having its different features, Python is having its different features with respect to simplicity. That's all. Yeah. So the first difference which I am going to, which I am going to point out with respect to C and C++ is, so just to concentrate my words, just I will give as per time. So the first thing which I am going to explain is, so C and C++ are static programming languages, but Java is dynamic programming language, not dynamically typed, just a dynamic programming language. So what is meant by this particular point? So do you know, in the case of C and C++, okay, memory allocation for the primitive data types will happen at the compile time. So if you take a C and C++ program, do you know, we will declare a variable. Suppose consider I am taking integer x is equal to 10. So the memory allocation for x will be at compilation itself. That's why it is called as a static. At the beginning itself, it will come. Okay. So then, but if you take Java, in Java, it is going to follow. It is going to follow dynamic programming language. Sir, why? Sir, if you take the same expression in Java, so the memory allocation for x will be at the time of execution. When the program execution is happening, then only our Java is going to allocate a memory. Why? Because sir, if you take the compilation, maybe it is not having that much efficiency if you allocate the data at compile time. Suppose assume I allocated some memory. Just a minute. So I allocated, or I have declared some variable. I have declared some variable in Java. I declared some variable in assume it is C. So memory allocation for this variable will happen at compilation itself. So the problem with this approach is, so assume in the compile time I got error. I got error in the compile time. But for the execution purpose, once if you supply this to the runtime environment, the memory is already allocated. Sir, before execution itself, if you are allocating memory, then it is a big issue. Memory problem will be there. Do you know in Java, I mean in C language, memory allocation is very biggest issue. That's why at the compilation, we should not provide any memory for the variables which we are using in a program. During execution, if you provide, then it will be best. Okay, so that's why C and C++ are static programming languages, because so it is going to allocate the memory for variables. Suppose if you take integer x is equal to 10, the allocation of memory for this x variable will happen at compile time. But if you take Java, it will be happen at execution. During the execution of the program, the memory will be allocated. So okay, so it is something like memory allocation issue. That is the first difference with respect to C, C++, and Java. Here ultimately you have to vote for Java. Why? Because during execution, if you allocate memory, then it will be suitable. Okay, yeah. Any doubts on this first difference? Can you please repeat the last one? I think I repeated, sir. Still, if you have doubt, you can ask. I will repeat. Yeah. Some was your answer. Still, do you have doubt? Yeah, fine. So everybody, please be in the responsive state. Second feature which I am going to discuss is, sir, preprocessor is required. So in C and C++, sir, preprocessor is required in C and C++, but not in Java. Sir, in Java, no need to use any preprocessor, but in C and C++, we have to use this preprocessor. So what is meant by preprocessor? Do you know in C and C++, we will write some instruction at the beginning. Can anyone tell what is that instruction? I forgot. Anyone in the session having small chota idea about C and C++? Very good, Chandrakant. So we need to take hash include stdio.h. This is the biggest mistake which C++ compilers did. So do you know for C++, we need to include hash include stdio.h. While developing this scenario, this is called as a preprocessor. While developing this, so they have written a code like this. So all the content, all the data, that means variables plus methods, so present in stdio.h will be there in the program. So if you take any C or C++ program, all the files will be there. So you know, just one example I will provide. So assume this is my C program. Can you tell how many lines of code is there in the program? Alright, please respond. How many lines of code is there in the program? Just to concentrate only on coding. Yes, very good. 6 lines are there. But strictly speaking, it is not 6 lines. Okay, the number of lines. Okay, the number of lines in stdio.h plus 6. This is the total number of lines. So why? Because if you are taking hash include stdio.h means hash include stdio.h file will be there here logically. So is it advantage or disadvantage? Advantage or disadvantage? Length of the program will be increased like anything, right? That's why it is a disadvantage. Disadvantage, man. It is not advantage. Yeah, very good, Chandrakant. That's what I'm trying to explain. Sir, assume in stdio.h 1000 lines are there. Sir, total the number of lines is nothing but 1006 we got. Sir, now the twist here is among these 1000 lines, I am using only one line. I'm using only I'm using only two lines. Sir, just for the purpose of two lines, I included total 1000 lines, which creates memory. Memory file size will be increased like anything. Such type of n number of issues will be there. That's why it is the biggest disadvantage in C and C++. Any doubts up to this? Please confirm. Yeah. Sir, now, sir, how this problem got resolved in Java? Java people are a bit intelligent people. What Java people decided is, okay, so they have given one beautiful term called import. Import. Sir, assume I am importing like this java.lang.math. Okay, so this is something like I mean include only. So now it won't import all the data. It won't import all the data. So the data which you are using, the data which you are using in your program, that particular class will be used. Suppose assume I am designing a Java program. Okay, I am importing things. Don't worry, I will explain about these things later. Sir, I am importing java.lang.math. Sir, is this exactly math file will be imported in this programming? No, no, definitely not. Why? Because I didn't use that math. Sir, I want to find out square root of the given number. Sir, math.sqrt of 2. For the 2 number, I want to square root. Sir, in this program, is anything is imported from the math? Yes, only one line. The line is nothing but square root functionality. Rest of the things won't be imported. So the things which we need in your program, only those things will be imported by identifying the things in your program. But in the case of C, C++, hash include stdio.h, whether you are using those 1000 lines or not, it will use all the 1000 lines, it will put it into your program. So file size may be increased, efficiency may be problem. That's why preprocessor is not required in Java, which is the biggest disadvantage. So any doubt on this second feature, please confirm. Any doubts up to this? Please confirm. Any doubts? Chandrakant is asking one doubt. If we use only it imports, or we are limiting to only math. No, no, no. You can use any math. I mean, you can use any classes. Just I'm importing only math. My requirement is to perform mathematical operations. That's why I used only math. So maybe few people don't know about this math. So don't worry, it is a part of Java. We will discuss. Don't go for too much. Just concentrate on the terminologies. Once if you observe the difference, then everything will become easy. Slowly we will concentrate. So these are the things which we discussed today. Just let me give a glance look on this. Okay, sir, my name and experience I provided, and even trainer at Durgasoft, we are dealing the course called Core Java with 8 weekends. Only on Saturdays and Sundays. The syllabus I already shared. If you want one more time, I will share in our group. Okay, chat window. Sir, as per my teaching skills, I will divide this core Java into 3 parts. Fundamentals we will get, object-oriented principles, API. So you need to concentrate on fundamentals and API. Object-oriented programming is theoretical concept. So don't worry, around we will get 50 topics. Around we will get 50 topics in this. For every topic, maximum I will take a realistic example so that you can understand very easily. You will remember those terms. Then, sir, fundamentals, basics I will provide, and API, everything is there. Just you need to utilize that. That's all. Everything will become easy. How many topics will be there in API? Around we will get 30 topics. 30 topics, main topics. After that, you may have some topics also. Fundamentals is very less, around 50 topics, sorry, 20 topics we will get, more or less. Okay, yeah. So then first topic I covered programming language. What is the main purpose of programming language? So it is nothing but something like communication medium. We covered 3 types of communication, and we have seen types of programming languages: low level programming language, high level programming language, middle level programming language. So translators are there. What is meant by translator? What is the main purpose of translator? Examples for translators, that is compiler and interpreter, we covered. Then introduction to the Java I provided. Who introduced Java? What is the first version? Officially website. Okay, so official date of birth of Python, everything we covered. And we have seen different versions of Java, and we used softwares used in our course. So we will use Notepad, which comes along with the operating system. Rest of the softwares we need to download. That part we will discuss in the next session. At the beginning itself, we will start installing the Java software. Then we will use Notepad plus Java combination for 15 minutes. Then we will install Edit plus software, and we will continue. Then just we started the difference between Java and other programming languages. So first difference is in C, C++, it is called as a static programming language. Why? Because the memory allocation for the variables will be at compilation time. But Java is following dynamic programming language. The reason is it will allocate the memory for the variables at the runtime. Then preprocessor is required in C, C++, but not in Java. So the problem with the preprocessor include is, so once if you are taking any file inside this hash include, that entire file will be imported. That entire file will be loaded into your program. Whether you are using any content in that file or not, it won't consider. But in Java, the data which you are using in your program, only that data will be loaded. Even if you import like this, then we can't give guarantee that every math content will be loaded. The thing which you are using in your program, respect to that, it is going to be loaded. Okay. So if you take this entire, if you take this line in your program, so even a single math program won't be imported. If you use in your program, then only it will be imported. That is the biggest specialty is there in Java. So by developing the Java, they analyzed the C problems with respect to C and C++, and then they developed. Okay. So these are the topics which we covered in today's session. So if you have any doubts, you can ping me on chat window. So today's complete session got finished, just introduction part. So in the next weekend, again, we will start with the minimum 30 minutes to explain all these concepts, because new members may be added in the next session. Okay, then we will start actual content. Continuation for this part. First 30 minutes will be revision of these topics only. Then we will continue as per our ending topic. Okay. Now it's time for you. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. This is the course content, everything I provided. So this video will be uploaded in YouTube. You can revise these topics. Again, in the next session also, the timings is from 10 o'clock we are going to start. Okay. Timings may be changed. Okay, but as of now, at 10 a.m. It will be having 8 weekends with 4 hours duration of the class with 30 minutes break. As of now, the class is going to start at 10 a.m. Meanwhile, we will shift the timings if possible. Okay. Yeah, any doubts? Now it's time for you Yeah, we will plan according to that. We will plan according to that. Don't worry. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We will plan. So, but the next session will be at 10 only. Once if the batch finalized, then we will discuss among our batchmates and then we will finalize the times. No issues at all. Definitely we will. 1 hour or 2 hours before we will plan. That will be depends on ourselves. Once if the batch got finalized, then they will change the link. Then we will discuss among every person and we will finalize the times. Even if it is evening session before 6, we can wind up. No issues. That we will discuss. Any doubts? Yeah, okay, then fine. So we will continue in the next session. Okay, we will meet for the continuation in the next session. So thank you guys. You can leave the session. Thank you.